There's been reports of an explosion outside Liverpool Street Station, that of course in the East End of London.
One person killed, 2 others wounded. Ankara police are saying it was a suicide bomber outside the US Embassy.
The aftermath of a suicide bomb attack at this Shiite mosque in Kuwait City.
I got something in your pocket, on your right-hand pocket. Yep. Got the knife? There's your knife. Okay. This is a PVC, piece of 2-inch PVC pipe with fragmentation in it, so it's a pipe bomb. So stop right there. I've got, in your left pocket, I've got a signal. You've got a hit.
Couple meters. As we approach the subject, we're going to show a fragmentation part, which is very light in fragmentation.
120 were killed when gunmen stormed that school in the northwestern part of the country. The overwhelming majority of the victims are students from grades 1 to 10.
As I said just a few months ago, and I said a few months before that, and I said each time we see one of these mass shootings, our thoughts and prayers are not enough. It does not capture the heartache and grief and anger that we should feel. And it does nothing to prevent this carnage from being inflicted someplace else next week or a couple of months from now.
We saw that 3D gun being created, didn't we? Even though it's plastic, they've got to be detected. And that's what we're talking about here, because new technology has been created by people at NABIS and also Professor Nick Bowring from Manchester Metropolitan University. You've brought all the kit along today, and we've got 4 volunteers down there who've kindly agreed to take part. One of them is carrying the plastic gun, and we're going to be testing and finding out which one very shortly. Okay. First of all, Nick, talk us through this kit here and what's involved with it.
Well, it's a radar system. It was originally developed in conjunction with the Metropolitan Police Service. They wanted a standoff gun detector. There was no capability, and this is probably the first capability of the type. So it works rather like the radar gun that you see the police using on the streets, you know, when they're measuring the speed of cars. It sends a beam, a very low-powered beam of microwaves towards the target, the person you're trying to screen, looks for the reflections and analyses them on a computer for what it perceives are either threat items, guns, PBIDs, improvised explosive devices, or it tries to reject things like mobile phones and keys, because everybody has those sort of things. So it does a pattern recognition on all that and tries to work out whether it's threat or no threat.
Really impressive piece of kit. And it can even see through clothes, can't it? Let's have a look then at it in action and just talk us through what's happening here, because we need to find out which person is carrying the gun. And of course, no danger for anybody there.
No, if you're worried about mobile phones, you know, you shouldn't be. This is thousands of times less in terms of the power it outputs than a mobile phone. It's barely detectable, so it's completely harmless.
Well, we saw it turn red there, didn't it, when it was on one person. There it is, it's red. Can the person in the grey suit with the pink tie step forward, please? And are you carrying the gun? Yes, I am. Let's have a look. There we are, the technology in action. Fantastic. Thank you all for taking part, and thanks very much, Nick, for explaining it.
You're very welcome.
The Myrtle product can really be used in a variety of different places, different territories, and although we initially started working with the American Department of Defense and the US Army for a rapidly deployable product, really the opportunity for the product is in the dangerous and dusty parts of the world. And you can really categorize those into 2 areas. The areas of the world where people are concerned about bomb attacks. So